Hello, Will Messer here, aka Silver Cowboy. Okay, the diehard, best, most subjective, unbiased Dallas Cowboys fan, reporter, whatever you want to call me, man. I'm just here for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's good to meet you, good to see you, good that you are here, and I am glad you are here. And I want to say, good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it is for you, wherever you are, however you're watching or listening to this episode. Welcome to the show. Okay, so with that being said, intro out of the way. Now, let's get down to business. What do you say, guys? Alright, so I'm coming on here today, of course, we are going to discuss Dallas Cowboys news and information. And one thing that is particularly disturbing me already, and we are in May, let me remind you, okay? May. Not one play has been snapped by any NFL team at all, and we're not even close yet, really. So, we're just coming off the heels of the NFL draft, right? The Dallas Cowboys, their first three picks, the first three rounds, are already being called overrated. Think about that. Overrated? I just said it, man, and oh my God, it makes me want to pull my hair out, man. The mainstream media is calling Mozzie Smith, Schoonmaker, the tight end we drafted with the second round pick, and then Overshown, our third round pick, Agent Zero. I love that nickname, by the way. Overrated. How? All I've seen was the headline, but I didn't see any kind of facts or information or even stats to back that up. So I really want to dissect that right there, right now, okay? That is false. They are not overrated. They are rookies, okay? Rookie minicamp. I don't even think that's over with yet. I don't even know if it started. I know some teams will start in the middle of May. Most teams will start in the beginning of June. But the Dallas Cowboys are already being attacked, man, with with these young kids that are coming in, bro. 23 years old, average, okay? And they're being called overrated, which is just hysterical, okay? It's out of this world, just nonsense, for lack of a better word right now. I gotta say, I really like Agent Zero. He seems to be really coming on, though, from what I've seen, from what I've read, from what I've heard. He's athletic, he is smart, and he has a good work ethic. I'm not sure about the tight end, but if he's anything like what the Cowboys have done in the past with their tight ends, he'll be okay. He'll be far from overrated. Trust me. With the Dallas Cowboys getting, well, like I say, just the last 20 years of history with their tight ends, they do pretty good with them. Going back to Jason Witt, okay. And now we got Mozzie Smith, who I think is probably what most of the mainstream media is seeing, and they just are taking his strength, him being the most freakish athlete in the whole draft, him being the strongest athlete in the whole draft, and they are really piling on this kid's shoulders, man. Like, they do realize he is just one player, one in an 11-man sport on one side of the ball, okay? 22 men altogether start the game. And by the end of the game, 45 probably play. All right? Mozzie Smith is like 23 years old, guys. Maybe 24. Okay? Give this guy a break, will you? He's not even played one down yet. And you're calling him overrated? Man, just get out of here, man. Go on with that nonsense. Like, it really just, it mind boggles me, y'all. It does. Just because, I mean, he was impressive in the combine, and he was impressive in the weight room. Okay, and he does have some impressive film out there on tape that teams can watch. I'd say probably some of this has probably come from envious reporters of rival teams, if you ask me. That's probably what I think it's coming from. And really, it's probably much to do about nothing. Okay, for a catchphrase there, or a cliche, whatever you want to call it. I think Mozzie Smith is going to turn out to be okay, but the tight end actually is the one I'm most worried about. I think Agent Zero is going to be a beast, especially in Dan Quinn's defense, who Dan Quinn somehow finds these unicorn linebackers, man. I'm telling you he does. Micah Parsons, okay? He has transformed LVE. LVE is a different player than what he was the first year before Dan Quinn got there. Or the first 2 years, really. Yeah, he had a good rookie year. He did. The second year, he regressed under Mike Nolan, which is an idiot, okay? I hope he never gets another NFL coaching job again. He actually costed my man here, Jalen Smith, a career in Dallas, if you ask me. And then Damone Cook, okay? Remember that name. Damone Cook. That kid is coming on hot and strong, man. He had spinal fusion surgery. Man, that's tough on the tongue there. But his rookie year, the year he got drafted, and he was actually in the lineup in week 11. Now, I'm going to let you take a minute, okay? And I'm going to let you comprehend that. Spinal fusion surgery. And he was back in 11 weeks, guys. That kid's a freak of nature. And that's just to name them three that were on our team last year. And now we're getting this Agent Zero, DeMarion Overshawn, if I'm saying his name right, okay? He is special already. And we got him in the third round. The third round. Not the second or the first. And now, the reason is, there is a reason we got him in the third round. Okay, don't get me wrong. I'm not stupid. I am just really hyped, though, about this guy. He had, I think it was some injury problems with his lower body, if I ain't mistaken. But it wasn't nothing like spinal fusion surgery. It might have been like knee issues or something. But, yeah, anyway, he is flashing in camp right now, or practice, whatever it is they're doing exactly. Probably a combination of both. Anyway, the mainstream media saying these guys are overrated is insane. Okay? And now, I'm going to drop that right there. I'm going to stop beating a dead horse right there for just a minute, okay? Because, well, I want to move on to some other things here. Which is we having some issues with people saying that the Dallas Cowboys are going to not be able to keep our main players, man, our main stars that we drafted. All right, so here are the 4 players that the mainstream media, again, thinks they can just insert their big nose into people's business that they have no business even putting their nose into. Yeah, I think I said that right. Anyway, starting with the main position on the whole football team, quarterback. Dak Prescott. His contract could be up and not could be, but it is in 2025. Sorry, I had to double check my notes over here. Okay, cut me some slack, will you? I'm multitasking here. So now Dak Prescott would be the one that personally I'm okay with losing. Now, unless he has a good progressive year, I don't see a reason to even want to keep him, man. He is the reason we actually probably lost, especially this year. Okay? Dak Prescott caused us the damn NFC divisional playoff game against the 49ers, who was on a, third string quarterback, who was a 7th round pick, Dak. You lost to a 7th round pick, who was the 32nd pick in that 7th round. Yeah, Brock Purdy. He beat you up pretty good.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Like that. Okay, player number 2 is Micah Parsons. His contract is up in 2026. Now, we still got a couple years for him. And I think he actually has a player option too. So it could be another 3 years for him. I mean, he's out there still yet in the future. Granted, it's not like it's 5 years down the road, but we still got, 2023? So we got this year, next year, and the year after, before we even have to worry about signing him. Now, if we wanted to be, progressive, I guess, what you would say, you can go ahead and take care of him, like maybe after the end of next year, so that way we won't have Dak Prescott 2.0 here with Micah Parsons. And the 4th player is Trevon Diggs. Just had to make sure, because his contract is up in 2024 at the end of this year. Now, he is the one I'm worried about. I really want to keep him, man. He has been a cornerstone for our secondary. We like him. He's a good ball player. He's smart. Teams are actually starting to throw away from him because of how good he actually really is. Now think about that, man. He didn't have half the opportunities this year that he had last year. And the man still come out, I think, with 6 or 7 interceptions this year. Think about that, guys. He's the one I really want to keep. Okay, if we had to pick one to lose and one to keep, okay, the one to keep for me is Trevon Diggs in the immediate future, anyway. Oh, by the way, CeeDee Lamb, I just remembered, has a player option as well at the end of his deal, which is in 2025. So we could have him and Micah Parsons all the way through the 2026 season. All right. So 2027 is probably the earliest. I don't know. It could be the latest, but I think it's the earliest that we will even have to worry about them guys. And according to the media, though, we got to worry about them right now in May of 2023. The only one really is Trevon Diggs. That's the only one we need to even focus on at all, especially right now. Stephen Jones needs to take some advice. Jerry too, for that, from what happened with the Dak Prescott situation and his contract talks, okay? And go ahead and just step out there on a limb and do it now. We don't need to wait until it's the end of December and on the last year of his deal to want to make a move, man, and then franchise tag him 2 or 3 times while we're at it. Nah, man, we ain't got to do all that. I had to come on here and vent, guys. I had to come on here and tell you all about this. This is disturbing to me. Trevon Diggs is the one I want to keep, for sure, okay? Dak Prescott, like I said, if there's one I had to lose, I would sacrifice him. Make him the sacrificial lamb I mean, you all know how much of the salary cap that this player is eating out of our team, man. 23% of the cap is to Dak Prescott by himself. How many men are on an NFL roster that's getting paid to play football? 53. So that leaves 77% to go around for 52 players. I mean, that's why I really lost a lot of respect for this guy, bro. He's not him. He's not that guy, man. He's not it. He's not him, okay? He's not. Especially with the ridiculously bad year that he had this year. He actually held our team back. Yeah, I say it again, okay? I know I said it earlier. The 2 interceptions in the playoff game alone, the multiple inaccurate passes, the passes that went in the dirt, went over the receivers' heads, the behind the receivers, like he can't. Okay, I ain't gonna say he can't run away from pressure. He can't extend the play because we know he can, but the dude just don't. It's like he forgot how to do a scramble drill, man, over the last couple years, man. Ever since and I get it, the ankle injury, okay? I get it. That's tough. But if you're going out there on the gridiron, man, you got to be fearless. If you're playing afraid to lose or afraid to get hurt, then you're actually hurting the team and hurting your performance too. You're doing nobody any good. So $49 million of the $226 million, I think, that is allowed for the NFL teams this year on salary cap is going to Dak Prescott. Guess what next year's number is? It's more. 57.9, I'm pretty sure. It actually goes up next year even more for a middle-of-the-pack quarterback named Dak. Nah, man. Nah. Actually, Kirk Cousins is better than he is right now, bro. Like I said, he's the 3rd best quarterback in our own division, guys. So he is the one player that if we had to cut someone or had to lose someone, he's the one I'm sending packing, okay? And that way, wow, we'll get $50 million in cap room right back, for cutting him. And I'm sure that there is a decent veteran quarterback out there in free agency, especially by the end of next year, okay, that could that walks in the room and takes over and game manages the team all the way to an NFC Championship game. I really do believe that, man. Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo on the same team. Damn, they did it back-to-back years. Come on now. He's a good thrower of the ball. He's smart, and he knows how to communicate to the team. Boom. There you go. We don't need this high and mighty, cock-of-the-walk, $57 million player, okay, that has 14 national commercial TV ads. He just thinks he's the shit, man, and he's not. Sorry about the shit word. Oh, shit. Anyway.
I am disgusted. Talk to before I do, because I'm hurt of feelings.
Alright, guys. There's one other piece of news I like to inform you guys about today. After we done talked about our rookies and now our possible free agents. And now we're talking about some more different kind of free agents, okay? After the draft, they always have this signing period of the undrafted free agents. And the rest of the free agents that didn't get signed in the first wave, And the Cowboys are already made one signing of a speedy ass wide receiver that I like. I tell you, man, our receiving, if Dak Prescott cannot throw the ball this year, he never can again in his whole career. I'll just go ahead and tell you right now. Right now. Okay? You can at me, you can comment me all you want, bro. The Dallas Cowboys receiving room or core, however you want to put it, this season is top tier elite. Like there is zero excuses for this whack quarterback, okay, named Dak this year. Michael Gallup, all right. Last year was his rehab year. He got his fill back for coming off that nasty torn ACL. I think he really going to come out and shine this year. He's getting his burst back. I can see it in some of his practice tape. And Brandon Cooks, okay? We all know about Brandon Cooks. He's a veteran. He still is pretty, he's pretty young, 28 years old. He's fast, okay? He's smart, and he can catch, and he knows how to position his body to be able to come down the ball. I know this might be a reach, but he's a Cooper Kupp-ish type of receiver, okay? And that way we can CeeDee Lamb, all right, who really came on last year, but we didn't have a quarterback that could get him the ball on an accurate spot. A quarterback sometimes he's got to throw the receiver open, not throw the ball to where he's at so he can have to reach back and grab it, and that slows his whole momentum down, okay? And then he gets whacked and the ball comes flying out. Nah, man. Nah, Tom Brady was the best at that too. He really was. He was the best at throwing a receiver open. And he was the best at managing his own cap number so they can have a great team around him. Anyway, okay, and all right, so we got Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and that's just the top three. Okay, Jalen Tolbert. I know he was a bust last year, but now he has a whole nother year under his belt. He's learning. He's learned the system. And plus, we have a new offensive coordinator now that won't try to be too cute for his own damn good. Okay? Trying to call some of these BS plays, especially inside the red zone, that will cost our team points. Brian Schottenheimer has already said he is revamping the offense to try to fit the players instead of making the players fit his offense. I like his terminology right there. I really do. But, okay, so our receiving room, like I said, man, should be really good, especially this year. We all know how athletes fare, or most of the time, especially in their second year coming off of an ACL injury, okay? They really start to gain that confidence back in themselves prior to the injury to start with. Year one's okay, yeah, but I think Michael Gallup is really going to have a contract player type of season this year. We're going to get our money's worth this year. Jalen Tolbert, I really think he might come alive. Now, I know he probably has a lot of growing to do since he only even got to play in 3 games last year. And he was our 3rd round pick last year. So I realized that. Noah Brown is still there. So he'll be able to fill in, from time to time. Our tight ends, Jake Ferguson. Now we got that Schoonmaker and daggone it. The other tight end, I can't remember his name now. But also we'll have Tony Pollard, who catches footballs out of the backfield. And also, here's a underrated draft pick that we just got this year. He'll be a playmaker on offense. Believe me, I really like this cat. I watched him play live because I'm a Big 12 kind of a watcher. You know, one of my favorite teams is in there. But Deuce Vaughn. Remember that name, okay? Deuce Vaughn. He will make a difference. He will be, I know might be a reach, but this is the kind of expectations I have for this guy. Tony Pollard 2.0. Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, book it. And with that being said, guys, that's going to be all for today's episode. Please, if you got any kind of remarks or debates or any kind of other ideas that you think I missed or that you just don't agree with me, well, keep them to yourself. No, I'm teasing. Put them in the comment section, man. Let me know. Hit me up. Hit your boy, the Silver Cowboy, okay? The real guy, right here. Yeah. I bleed that metallic blue and silver. Alright? Do you? Thank you for tuning in. Please like the video, share it, subscribe if you will, just to help us beat this YouTube algorithm, okay? So we can get more of this content out. We know we like this stuff, right? Look at Mike Fisher over here. Man, he ain't better than us. Come on, y'all. I'm teasing Mike. Don't hate me. Alright, y'all. As always, until next time, okay? Silver Cowboy, Cowboy Crew, out.